So see, I'm moving and I'm seeing them throw an attack. Throws a hook, throw an attack. See that? And so I'm always moving my head and seeing them throw an attack. Hey guys, my name's Sean Elders and this is Pinnacle Combat Arts. Today we're going to be talking about bag work and how to do it by yourself. Let's get started. I would say probably one of the biggest issues that I've seen with practitioners is they don't know what to do by themselves and how to do bag work by themselves. So there's three main things that I want to talk about when we talk about solo training. One of those things is, how do I train by myself? Well, there's three main ideas, okay? There's three main, I would say, modules or three different arenas that you want to do when you train by yourself. One is mirror training, getting in front of the mirror and paying attention to how you do the movements, okay? Number two is bag training, object training, working with different objects to help develop that understanding. Number three is, I would call Carenza if it's Filipino martial arts, or if it's striking, shadow boxing. Shadow boxing is a key element to all of this, okay? And we're talking about specifically in the striking or stand-up world. If it was jiu-jitsu, it would be learning how to do things and paying attention to how they're done through either the mirror or through video or through watching somebody else do it. Number two is working with a training dummy at home and working all the jiu-jitsu and submission techniques. And number three is working solo training, like for instance, on the ground, doing different movements, like you throw a bag on the ground and you work different positions in flow drills. So again, they have to be modified for jiu-jitsu, but it's basically the same concept. You have three elements to it: seeing it, okay, interacting with it in some way, shape, or form, and three, drilling it and understanding spatial relationships, okay? So there's a visual aspect, there's a tactile aspect, and then there is a flowing of getting to know something in a way of understanding it where you don't have to no longer look at it in the mirror, you don't have to do it on the bag. So that's the three elements I would say to solo training, okay? So what does that mean today? Today we're gonna be talking about bag work. How do I do bag work? Well, the first step is, after you've done stuff in the mirror, after your coaches or your trainer or your instructor has told you, good job on the thing, or maybe there's things to be worked on, you do that in the mirror. But once you get done with that and you kind of gotten a lot of repetitions in, then you move to the bag. You can work the bag work. And a lot of times people go, man, I'm just like bored and I don't know what to do with my bag work. I don't know how to do it. The first level is, I need to learn my combinations, and I need to learn them on something where I can have some kind of level of pressure, okay? Some level of developing my striking skills when it comes to targeting, okay? So how well am I able to target? Making sure that all my body mechanics are in play now, mind you, making sure that I'm in the right range, okay? After that's all said and done and that's been worked, you need to develop your targeting, making sure that the target is, you're striking in the right place. Number two is, when I'm doing this, I want to pay attention to making sure that I'm throwing my mechanics right. So when I throw that jab, my elbow's inside, right? Throw my cross, for instance, my elbow's inside. I'm using my pivoting points. I'm making sure that everything's done right. Then the next one is developing the timing skill. So 1, 2, 3. See that? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm developing that ability to bring my hands back. I'm making sure I got a good structure. I'm developing my ability to rotate properly. Okay, that is all a very important part of this whole thing. Another part is that we want to be able to pay attention to Then the next level is, once you get your combinations down, you want to pay attention to defenses and think about, how am I going to defend? And the basic defense would be, like, for instance, to slip, duck, bob, and weave. Okay, being able to combine and make sure your body mechanics are right. I'm in the right range to be able to throw that target and throw that punch in the right range to be effective. Okay, that is important. So slip, for instance, cross, hook, cross. See that? Slip, cross, hook, cross. I slip the other way. Hook, cross, hook. All that is in play when I'm practicing that, okay? Another one would be, once I get that down, I want to start working on my footwork, okay? Footwork. So I'm working my footwork, and I want to make sure, and obviously for the camera and all that stuff like that, I can't move around a whole bunch and stuff like that. But the idea is that I want to make sure that my weight distribution is done correctly. So when I throw that cross, my weight goes to my front foot. When I throw a jab, my weight's going forward. When I throw a hook, my weight is rotating, and I'm rotating on the opposite foot. All that stuff is coming into play. After you've figured out all those different things, okay, there's another level. And this is the level that some people have trouble with, because you have to use your imagination, okay? And that's something that people have a problem with. So what do I mean? You are going to do shadow boxing with a bag, okay? What does that mean? That means that the bag is an opponent, okay? And that opponent is throwing attacks at you, okay? So for instance, the first one you could do is you're moving around, okay? And they throw a jab at you, and you come right back with an attack. You develop that keen skill of being able to slip and then move out of the way. Slip and do your combination, okay? That is an element to all of this, okay? And so when I'm doing this, then they throw a hook. I bob and weave, hit the body, and I do a series of combinations. So we're gonna do just 4 today, okay? And those 4 are, they throw a jab at you, okay? And you're gonna slip it. You're gonna come back with a jab, cross, hook, okay? And then break out again. Make sure your hands are up and you're going here. So slip, jab, cross, hook. See that? Slip, jab, cross, hook. Slip, jab, cross, hook. Then they throw a cross at you. You slip the other way, hook, cross, hook. See that? I slip, hook, cross, hook. Pay attention to how you move. See that? See, I'm using my feet and I'm using my head to move out of the way. And then pop, pop, pop. Making sure that your weight distribution is even and it feels good underneath your feet when you're doing the combo. Okay, then you imagine somebody throwing a hook from this side. Okay, and so I duck out of the way and I bob and weave and I throw that attack. So I'm gonna go here, 1, pop, pop, pop. Okay, I bob and weave and I throw a hook. Bob and weave, hook to the body, cross, hook, cross. That's what I'm doing. So I bob and weave, hook to the body. Okay, cross, hook, cross if you want. Okay, then you imagine them throwing a hook on the other side. I first duck, always bob, and then throw a body. I like to throw body shots. Okay, so I bob and I throw that movement. Bob, always bringing my hands back to position. Okay, so then you can just combine it together. I'm working my movements, then I throw a combination. See that? And so I'm here and I'm moving my head, making sure I'm good, and then all of a sudden, boom, and I go deal with that hook. So here, slip the other way. I change footwork on that. See that? And I'm moving around. I move out of the way of the attack, and I throw an attack. See that? And see, I'm moving my head, moving my feet. So see, I'm moving and I'm seeing them throw an attack. Throws a hook, throw an attack. See that? And so I'm always moving my head and seeing them throw an attack. When you're done with this, you should be out of breath. Because you're working, you gotta work. So we have to slip, duck, bob, and weave, and work, and see your attacker attack you, and respond appropriately, and try to respond as quick as possible. I'll see you next time. Panatukan Level 1. This program is one of the most streamlined. It's over 8.5 hours long. It gives you everything step by step, everything that you need. Fundamentals breakdown of all the exercises you need, understanding of empty hand, how to use fight without gloves, with gloves. It's going to teach you all the aspects that you need about the foundation and fundamentals of Panatukan. Okay, unlike what we see a lot of times now in the combatives in the Filipino martial arts world, a lot of techniques, a lot of drills, but how do you make those drills go from the drill to actual real combatives? And that's what this program, this is the first level to that, and getting you set up, learning all the aspects of how do I engage, what's the techniques, what do I need to practice to get myself where I'm able to be adaptable in combat. Okay, that's the most important thing. That's what everybody's looking for. How do I get better? How am I able to adapt when somebody attacks me? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to do it? What I'm going to do is I'm giving you a different perspective on Panatukan, unlike what you see in this modern day where you see a lot of drills and exercises that just don't translate to real combat. I call them meat and potatoes of combat. Not the fluff, not all the extra stuff, but only simply the things that you really need that are going to help you be effective in combat. But the most important thing in combat is to survive. The most important thing is to be able to adapt, okay? And so that's what this program is all about. This is going to help you go to that next level. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or you've been doing this for 10 years. I'm going to help fill in those gaps, fill in those holes that you've never learned before. Go to our website, pinnaclecombatarts.com. There you can find out more about what I do and the classes that I provide. Thank you guys so much for your support, and have a great day.